Hello, my name is Jacob Garner. Today we're going to be talking about a movie called Jarhead, Law of Return. It's going to be a self-review about me and a summary of the movie. And let's get right into it. It is currently rated 28 Rotten Tomato on Netflix. It's currently available on Netflix. The movie was made in 2018. It's a prequel to the Jarheads that are out now. But let's get right into it. So at the beginning of the movie, there's a freak plane crash involving what later we find out the senator's son. His name's Jackson in the movie. His name is Jackson. So Jackson is in an airplane, and then a missile hits their plane, and they start going down, and one of his leaders in the back that was helping him control the plane got shot, so the man had to eject, so Jackson had to eject. And he parachuted all his way down on the ground, and the senator reported a search team to go collect his son, go find him and get him and bring him back home. But ISIS and their leader, Ghost, got there before them, and they found him. And there was a tiny gun shootout to begin with at first. And later after that, there was a gunfire that killed one of Ghost's men, one of the ISIS members. And later into the gun shootout, there was a missile fired at them, and it hit Jackson, but didn't kill him all the way. It just made him deaf and blind for a little bit. So the Taliban or ISIS basically captured him, picked him up, and brought him back to their base. And here's where we start off with the main cast. We get introduced to the Sergeant Daniels, or also known as the actress played as Armory Nola Casago. He basically is the leader of a group with 6 people that he has in his squad. And they're like the best elite 6. And he was returning home in 5 months to go be back with his wife and kids. And he gets a phone call from his daughter. He calls his daughter and gets a phone call from her saying, like, hey, like, it's my birthday. Are you going to miss it? And he says, yes, I'm going to have to miss it, but I'm going to be out of here pretty soon to begin with. So he gets into this mission that he wasn't even supposed to be in, but he got into it. He requested being in. They put him in there because it's a capture mission. So he finds this team of 6, he gets them ready, and they're going to go into battle and find the senator's son, Jackson, right? And basically what happens is that they recruit this girl named Sergeant Danny, or Diana, as they called her. And she's supposed to have the intel on basically like where they're at in a way, and like where they're going to be like going, and going to be like in covering and fire, and they're collecting the data of where the Jackson's going to be. And the Sergeant Daniels asked Captain Diana, where is Ghost going to be, because that's the leader of the ISIS. And she says he's going to be here, and he should be here, and if he's not there, then I don't know where he's going to be at. And he asked if it was a capture and rescue, or was it going to be a hunt and try to find kind of mission, because he explains in the movie that one of his men, his old previous men, died from doing a hunt mission for a guy that they should never have hunted, because he turned out to be bad. He turned out to be like one of the ISIS members that he switched on America and went to the ISIS. So he and his men start going out, and they start going to these outposts in Syria. And at one of these encounters, they go at night. They have 3 vehicles, and they go at night to one of these outposts in Syria where the Taliban and the ISIS are going to be at. And there's a sniper, so they all have metal detectors to find landmines and stuff like that. And they didn't find anything, so they turned around, and the guy holding the metal detector got shot and sniped and got shot in the heart, and he had passed away, or he was dead. After that, they did cover and fire, and they collected the guy, and then they put him back in the vehicle and returned back to base. And he did not make it in time, so they put him out for a funeral in the gravestone, and they called the governor, or the senator. They called the senator and telling him that, hey, one of our men has died, like, this is not good for us. And the senator had to go to his wife and tell him, like, hey, like, I'm sorry, but your husband just died in war and combat, like, I'm so sorry. And the wife was very depressed about that, and she was like, it's okay, and she started crying. Then we get back to the action movie part where they start heading back out, but to a different outpost in Syria, because that's where the last time that they heard Ghost was at. And Ghost appeared to be there, but he shortly left right before they got there. And when they got there, there was an all shootout with the ISIS and Taliban, and 3 of his men had died. 3 of Sergeant Daniels, 3 of his men had died there. They were returning in fire, and one of them got clocked in the head. He got a headshot. Well, he sadly got shot in the head. And one of the other guys was running and got shot in the chest. And then the other guy was helping the guy that got shot in the chest move it to the vehicle, and he was got shot 3 times in the chest and then eventually in the forehead. And he sadly passed away before that the men could run and escape. So they requested a couple more people to join them, and of course the senator said yes because it was his son that they were trying to get. And a couple more men had arrived to the scene with Sergeant Daniels along with the girl that was gathering the intel, and they sent out and started to sabotage the Taliban that were moving away. So they went into the grasslands and made sure that they wouldn't be safe. And they did a sneak attack against them, and they found the guy. They, of course, killed all the Taliban and ISIS members. One of his 5 men named Sergeant Razor in the movie, he got shot in the foot in the mix of it, but he was still alive. And after they killed everybody, they rescued the guy. So Jackson, they rescued Jackson, so the senator's son, and they went to go bring him back to the vehicle. But behind them was Ghost, the leader of ISIS, that sniped the main leader, so Sergeant Daniels in the back. And he went to go get up and then carry Sergeant Razor back to the vehicle to help him with medical and stuff like that. Then he got shot again in the heart. Sergeant Daniels got shot in the heart again. And they realized that there was Ghost, and they did cover and fire, but they did not kill him. They missed all their bullets, unfortunately. But the movie ends with Sergeant Daniels getting a funeral, and his daughter that he said that was coming back home is crying in the funeral. And he says a letter that he was writing in the car to her. And the movie ends with a very sad note that was being read by Sergeant Daniels when he was writing the note when he was alive in the car. But that was the summary of it, but I'm going to give a self-review. I really enjoyed this movie. It's very action-packed, very fast. The movie's about an hour and 45 minutes long, hour and 47 minutes long. It's a very short film, but it's very hard to understand in a way when you first watch it. But after, it's very slow in the middle, and then towards the end it picks it up, like every war movie kind of is, But these men really showed their bravery out on the field. They did whatever they could to capture Jackson, the senator's son, and I give it a 10 out of. I give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, it was very slow after that they captured Jackson, but there's a lot of gore, and I do not recommend it for kids that are younger because it is a rated R film. But I do recommend for the parents if they're really into war movies, and that's Jarhead: Law of Return. Thank you for watching.